Hey guys, what's going on? Today I got a video going over the deck that got me first day infinite in this Planet Hulk season with a focus on the new season pass card, Skaar. The deck name is Skaari because this deck is scary. It highlights the Shuri archetype as Skaar fits in perfectly with the many large powered minions that Shuri is targeting, and you will find that you're going to have reduced cost reduction Skaar many times, even down to 0 power, and there are many potential flex cards, and you can kind of customize it in your own way to make it whatever fits your own collection. In over 100 games played, I had a 65% win percentage with this deck, and it is going to steal cubes, and it efficiently and effectively will help you climb the ladder. So we're going to go ahead and break the deck down into the core must-haves and the flex cards that you're going to be able to slot into this deck fitting your own collection. So moving into the must-haves, we start off with armor. Armor is very important in this archetype and meta currently. There is a lot of destructive cards out there, and you need to be able to counteract and keep your large minions in play with this deck so your Skaar can get the reduced power. Your Shuri is going to have targets that are going to be large and be targetable for multiple ways of destruction, so armor is key in this meta right now. And Shuri kind of is the perfect home for Skaar because she already likes to have larger powered targets, so you already are going to have a base deck that is going to be beneficial for your Skaar, and you can kind of just key the pieces in, and you can Shuri into a Red Skull, into a Taskmaster, you can Shuri into a Skaar potentially on turn 6 when he's only 2 cost. There's many plays with Shuri. She's pretty versatile, and with the extra power in this deck coming in other places, she is not necessarily your only win condition. And since we're talking about Shuri, just to highlight, Taskmaster is a go-to combo with Shuri because you can have your targets, like I said, Red Skull, Skaar, and in the flex spots you can get your Atuma, your Typhoid Mary, you could even run a Sentry. There's many options for you to have as Taskmaster targets to go with your Shuri combination. And as I was saying earlier, this is a very power-heavy meta, so you're going to see a lot of Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is pretty important to most decks at this point. I find him more useful than Shadow King at the moment, but there's a chance you could start flexing out Shang-Chi for Shadow King dependent on how the meta is going to shake up over the next few days. And Alioth is in there to be your counterbalance to Shang-Chi. If you don't have the potential to Shang-Chi anything, there's a good chance that you already have priority going into turn 6 with a bunch of power in a lane or two, and Alioth is just too good at winning you lanes. Opponents just forget about him still. And finally, Blob is a must-have in this deck because he is kind of the savior if you're getting a dead draw, because there's going to be a bunch of power left over in your deck, so he can still get massive even if you just had a Red Skull and a Typhoid Mary in your deck. That's additional 24 power to your Blob just like that. He also helps you fight against Darkhawk decks, which this deck is weaker against. And moving on to the flex cards, there are quite a few in this deck, so there is a lot of potential for you to build off in your own collection and do your own thing, kind of figure things out. But I'll start off with the lower costs, and 1 costs aren't really that important in this deck, so I have been playing with Nebula and Zero the most when I was playing with a 1 cost, as they kind of give you a little bit of potential for more power. The Nebula, obviously, a lane is going to be played into more by your opponent, and Zero, you have a bunch of bad ongoing effects in your deck, and he's a quick way to potentially counteract if you don't have armor or you're not playing a Sauron variant of this list. I was actually finding Lizard pretty helpful in this list, as he has the potential with many locations to get to 10 power, which helps reduce your cost of your Skaar to just get him out onto the battlefield even quicker. And I have Wave as a flex card, but I've played her almost the entirety of my run up to Infinite because she just has the potential to win you games if you draw her on turn 3 and you have Blob and Taskmaster in your hand with this deck. You can just get a 50 power Blob and then Taskmaster that onto turn 5 and have a 50 power Taskmaster. There's a chance you already had armor out as well, and you're just going to win the game. A lot of the time your opponent isn't going to be able to compete with that power. And just like Lizard Wave is 5 power, so she can easily get up to the 10 power threshold for Skaar as well to get him to a reduced cost a lot of the times. And finally, you kind of want to have another 4-drop in the deck that has the 10 power, so this is where you can fit in Typhoid Mary or Atuma. I kind of played around with both of them a bunch. I found Typhoid, if you're not playing 0, is not great because she takes away 1 power to some of your 10 power cards, and then your Skaar trigger does not get activated. And Atuma is kind of just easier to get out in an armor lane, or if he's zeroed, he works just as well. But as I was saying earlier, this deck has a ton of flexibility, so you can try to, as long as you have the core card concepts that you have of your Shuri and your Taskmaster and Skaar, there's a ton you can do. I've been working on an Annihilist Sentry list as well, and I think that is going to work very well, but that's a video for another day. And guys, if you made it this far into the video and you're liking this deck, you're getting out there and you're trying it, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me out. Let me know what you are looking forward to in the future as well. And with that, let's get into some high-level gameplay and some infinite gameplay for you. And first up, we have BC. And Shadowland is not a terrible location in this deck, and Echo Mid doesn't really do anything but help us, and a Lizard Draw right there is a very good to get silenced out, and hopefully we win the location for power. And unfortunately, his Nico gives the Nightcrawler the boost, so he's going to have an extra energy this turn. And we're just going to go ahead and throw armor down on Shadowland just in case he has some destruction. And Spider-Ham onto Tomb is actually helpful for us. It makes him easier to get out, so we're just going to throw him on Blackstone to hopefully win us the location here. And he's playing a Kazoo deck by the look of it. And the play here probably is just going to be Red Skull on the right to get our Skaar down to 2 power. And the best option here probably is going to be throwing our Skaar into the left lane, because he probably is not expecting us to take that location. And we have bonus energy, so we're gonna throw Shang-Chi and Nebula mid here to try to fight off the power and win the game there. And the Shayna gives him a Quinjet and a Snow Guard, and a Debris is not going to be enough, so that is a victory there. And next up, we got everybody's favorite Gonk Reem Coom. Throne Room is a great location with Blob in our hand. If we can get a Blob Taskmaster off, we are in great shape. That Scorpion there is terrible for us with a stuck hand. Ooh, but that is a fantastic. Project Pegasus is going to work nicely for us. I think we're going to end up doing a Blob here in the Throne Room. Hope he doesn't have a Shang-Chi, and then we're going to skip and then do Taskmaster on the turn to 5. And he goes ahead and throws a Mobius down, which stinks for us because now our Skaar is not going to get any reduction, but he's still not going to be able to compete if he can't destroy the Blob right here. And a Sunspot and nothing isn't going to be enough, so we just got to survive one more turn here. And Abomination is not going to be enough for him to win with power in the right lane, and he's out of there. That's another victory. And next up, we got Crispy Kachang. And having Nebula in your opening hand is never a bad thing, but I'm not going to put Nebula left here just in case we can get a Lizard or Wave to play on Atlantis and get our Skaar reduction. With him playing Selene, we're probably going against a junk deck, but we're just going to throw armor down in the middle here and protect our Nebula up. Maybe mess him up a little bit. And he goes with Hood in the right lane, so it's absolutely a junk deck. Into a Throne Room, which is pretty good for us. We're going to do Cosmo right, maybe his Viper. And he just uses Patriot from his Camp Lehigh. So we're just going to head and do the standard Shuri, Red Skull Taskmaster combo probably here. It's hard to go wrong with that. And he's trying to clog us up within the right lane with the Void. I'm sure Nihilus is coming here, but we're going to stick to our plan here. I don't think he's going to be able to compete with the power. Yep, and there's the Annihilus, and Throne Room is not going to be a one for us, but unless he's playing Goliath here, which I don't think he probably is, we're just going to throw Taskmaster into our Atlantis, and he should not have enough power to compete with us. And he goes Hobgoblin into a Demon, and that is not going to be enough. We still get the victory there. And finally we have Alec, and we're going to throw Echo in the middle lane here because of the amount of Miss Marvel in the meta right now. And we're going to throw Lizard into the left lane here to give us priority. And with Zabu out and Sunspout, this is most definitely a Miss Marvel deck, but we're just going to throw Armor down in the middle lane here because we have our Shuri Red Skull combo, and the Vault's going to lock down position on turn 6. And he goes ahead with She-Hulk in the middle, so he is trying to compete here. We're still going to do Red Skull in the middle. We don't really have another option. And he goes with his own Red Skull, which is not great for us, but we still win the location. And he's out of there. That is another victory. And guys, if you made it all the way through the video, I want to say thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you are looking forward to in the Planet Hulk season. And look forward to a Caiera list I got coming out later this week. And I'll see you on the next one.